I'm Dan Rainey, and I travel the world, bringing back stories of the good CBN does in people's lives. I have a master's in anthropology, and I love meeting new people and learning about different cultures. I've battled among the Maasai, seen earthquake aftermath in Haiti, and walked the shepherd's fields of the Holy Land. Now, I want to spend at least 24 hours with some of the families we help. I want to work with them, eat with them, and understand firsthand what they go through, struggling to survive, one day at a time. On the outskirts of Kinshasa, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, I visited a children's home that's supported by CBN's Orphans Promise. That's where I met Mbuta, a young man who is one of the first orphans that grew up there. Mbuta now earns a living as a handyman and welder. Recently, he volunteered weeks of his time to build all the doors and windows for the school at the children's home. I wanted to find out more about Mbuta's life, so I asked him to show me where he lives. He led me down through the neighborhood, took me to a small apartment building where he rents a single room. He offered me a cold drink, and we talked.
When I was a small boy, both of my parents died. When I was 14, I came to the children's home and life was very good. I had enough food, good clothes, and I was able to go to school and church.
As the heat of the day passed, Mbuta told me it was time to get to work. I was shocked when I saw his local welder. Bare wires, bad connections, and 210 volts of danger. I nicknamed his homemade welder Electric Mayhem.
The homemade welder is all that I can afford. It works most of the time, but it's not very powerful, and it overheats and has to be repaired all the time. I rent my grinder and some other equipment. There are many things I need, like gloves and work boots, but I don't have enough money for them.
Mbuta said he's saving every penny he can because he wants to get married. His fiancée, Yuyu, is an apprentice at her aunt's dress shop, right across the street from Mbuta's welding yard.
When I saw her, it was love at first sight. She is very pretty, but what I like most is that she is very kind and a good Christian girl. I know we will have a good life together.
Mbuta is not like other boys. He's a follower of Christ, and he treats me with respect. He's a hard worker. He'll be a good husband.
We worked on a door together that day. His rented grinder wasn't working, so he cut all the pieces by hand. Lunch was simple, a few pieces of bread and some soda. While we ate, he told me more about how he grew up.
When I was a small boy, both of my parents died, and I went to live with my uncle. He had many wives and children and couldn't take care of me. I had nothing.
He ran away to find a better life, but wound up living in the street.
I had no home and I slept on the ground. It was a very unhappy time.
One day, someone told him about the new children's home that had opened just outside the city.
When I was 14, I came to the children's home and life was very good. I had enough food, good clothes, and I was able to go to school and church.
After lunch, we got back to the project. Mbuta had the grinder working again, so things were a little easier. But I still wanted to do something about Electric Mayhem. So a few days later, I went into the city.
Mbuta is the perfect person to help. He's focused, he's a hard worker, and he genuinely cares about people. So I know that with just a little hand up, he's not going to stop at building a better life for himself and Yuyu. He's going to continue to help others. And that means that their family will be better off for generations, and so will the community around them.
Back at Mbuta's welding yard, he had no idea what was about to happen. Check it out. Something for you to start your new life with Yuyu. And we had one last surprise for him to present to Yuyu, a sewing machine of her very own.
With these blessings, I know you and I have a great future ahead of us. I can't thank you enough, and I pray God will bless you more.